When everything looks like it's dropping and dropping, these are some of the things you need to know right now so that you're prepared for what's coming ahead. Hey, this is CeoTrades, where money works for you. Today we're looking at the drop that Bitcoin has had. The overall markets, crypto and stocks are mimicking each other. They all in general have dropped. You can see here on the picture that I have up that Bitcoin went from 39,000 and it's currently at 35,000. However, this is just a small picture of reality. Bitcoin has been dropping for several weeks, if not more, although I have not shown you the full picture. Right there, you can see that even better, that since November of last year, of 2021, it's been dropping steadily. It's made a little bit of a shift a few times upward, but it's found itself some resistance from the 47,000 range back here in March 2 months ago, and now it's dropped even more. So this has been happening for a while. But why has this been happening? Number one, inflation is high. Number two, there are a lot more people in unemployment, and people don't see that. Things have also gone up in price. Are there things that the government could do level ground so that inflation would not hit so hard? Yes and no. I don't know the full story behind it, but from my point of view, and I could be wrong, there are ways to decrease the amounts that, for example, that China imports into the U.S., because that raises the prices right there. And I know that when Trump was there in office, he raised the rates of importation into the U.S. That could drop. Let's say on average, it drops anywhere from 1 to 3%. Number two is people are uncertain of these times. They're worried. Oh my God, the market is crashing. What are we doing? This is a normal process in our history, and I will show you the proof in a moment. But if you have money, what do you do with it? Do you hold on to it? Do you take a risk? These are decisions that you need to buckle up and make and hope for the best, will for the best, but obviously do the research. Do the research, because knowledge is potential power as long as you're willing to use it. Some people are afraid once they come across knowledge. There's no better way to be in a position than to know what's coming ahead. There's a better way to store money and valuables than carrying it or taking it out of the investment place. What is that? Crypto is there. Stocks are there. But there's also real estate. You can invest depending on what type of business you're in. These are important times right now. Why? Because as crypto is dropping, as the stocks are dropping, you can start to jump in little by little as long as you know how much it's dropped and where to jump in. The value of these stocks and crypto have fallen a bit, and that's why I'm showing you here with Bitcoin, because this is a currency, a cryptocurrency. There is no backup for it. That's a reality. There's no backup for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is a standalone coin that's secure. It's been secure for about 12 years now, and people are saying, the experts are saying, that if it lasts another 8 years secure, then it won't be taken down that easily anymore. That's what people are saying. Bitcoin is it backed? Is Bitcoin backed? It's backed because of its security system. No one's been able to tamper with it since people started looking for the creator of it, who goes by the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto. I don't know if he exists or was it a pseudonym or what, but the reality is that now we have crypto, and crypto has come to take the place of the dollar and the gold standard. Bitcoin standard is a reality, and if it's dropping and it's mimicking stocks, I just wanted to show you before I move on how stocks are looking as well. That way you don't think that I'm making this up. Now this is Carver Bank. You can see it's held for me. I'm up $576. You can see here Urban One, which I reported a few days ago. I'm up 220. That can fluctuate. That can fluctuate. Here's Marathon Digital. This one has dropped from 83. It's now at 1557. I'm down 181. I'm down $660 according to this. If it drops to 15, I will pick up some more because I know these will come up again. They will come up. It's down so much. Can it drop any further? Yeah, it could drop any further because that's just the reality. That can happen. Here we're looking at Bitcoin Liquid Index, which is the same thing as Bitcoin. This is Land, and Land has dropped, although I've been watching it for several weeks now because I want to jump in. Don't know whether to jump in here or not. I'm waiting to see if there's a better position for it to drop. This is the value of the dollar. It's up in technical terms. I don't know in reality if we look at it on the shorter term, if it's down just like everything else. Yep, it's down. You can see that. It's down already. And that is just a reality. That is going to happen. That's normal processing. This is the NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ is down. The Spider is down. The Spider Dow Jones Industrial Average is down as well. Everything it seems to be down. That's just the reality of it. I want to show you some pictures now that represent where the market has been and where it's going in the next several. This is the max drawdown during major recessions in the U.S. in 1945 to February 1945 to October of 1945. Almost an 8-month period. It went down -7. In November of 1948, -21, and you can see all the different averages. In November of 1973 through March of 1975, almost 2 years, a -48% drawdown. The last few drawdowns were in 2001, March through November of 2001, 49%, and then again in 2007 to 2009, 57%. In February to April, almost 2 months, 34%. And what's the average drawdown is 29%. So guess what? You can measure yourself, you can measure any period according to the average, 29%. Are we down 29%? You bet we are. We are in that level. If you ever want to look up these numbers, just go to awealthofcommonsense.com. It'll give you these numbers. You can also go to, there's other places you can find these numbers, but this is pertinent because you can see how the markets go down. But this is just one part of this story. What is the other part of this story? Let's just take a look at what happens after the recession hits. This is post-recession, the S&P 500 performance after a recession. In the first year, this one was down. In 1945, down -7, and didn't make a move. But then 3 years later, it's up 15%. 5 years later, up 58%. Every year, year after year, except for 2 specific years, they've been up. Why didn't these 2 years go up? We need to do some research. Let's just go back and see why. Whoops. Let's just go back and see now. Okay, what happened? Now here we know this one was down 49%, and this one was down 7%. We don't know what happened. We know that the U.S. was at war. Probably as the war was ending or slowing down, things started to change, and there was an extra year of slowdown. The same thing in 2001. Was there a war? Maybe there was. I don't know. I'm just going off my head. Probably there was, and those are the reasons maybe that those were down. We're in the in the middle of a war. Russia is probably going to be declaring war, full war, on May 9th. That's what's being said. Hearsay. I don't know if it's true, but it can't be far from the truth because it seems that Putin wants all of Ukraine now. Now, we can see that the average gain in the first year was 18%. That's what we look forward to after a recession. So don't be afraid that you've jumped in and the stock market is down or crypto is down 10, 20%. That's fine. It's normal. In stocks, you can see that on average, if it goes down, it gains 18%, even though it's gone down. So most of it is gained the first year. In the third year, it gains on average 46%. And in the 5 years or more, it gains over 120%. These are numbers that are not presented when people slap you with fear. So just be aware of that. And remember, if you want to double your bank account, why don't you invest in your knowledge account so that your bank account grows multiplied? We can go on and on talking about stocks and crypto. We can see some more stocks that could be in your favor, but we'll leave that for tomorrow so that you can understand what we're talking about here and you can realize that not everything is negative.